Are we good to go, ladies and gentlemen? Apologies for being a few seconds late. Had to put Jet up. And for those asking who Jet is, well, actually, it's better if I say this with my face. Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here to bring you yet another reaction to another chapter of Solo Leveling. I'm excited to read today's chapter, but to answer your question of who Jet is our family dog. He is a mini Yorkie of 4 years of age. He is very rambunctious. He is very needy. Blame it on my sister for babying him up all of these years. Been trying to break him and get rid of all that pampering he's had and turn him into a functioning member of society. But we have him on a tight schedule, so that way he doesn't get too fat, because we did it in the past, and I do my best to make sure that when I have Jet and I'm taking care of him, he's on his regiment exactly when he needs to be, because, yeah, I mean, he likes to try and rush people, and he doesn't have a concept of daylight savings, so to him, it still feels like, hey, it's time for me to eat, when it's not, so there's that. But welcome, everyone. Time to read today's chapter. So, I shall be reading from, well, you guys know where I read from, Ashita Scans, since they tend to have it up before levelingsolo.com. So we're going to be reading chapter 148. Welcome, everyone. If you're new to the channel, I really do hope you enjoy yourself while you're here. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe to me or like the video or comment on the video before you even see anything on there, because that don't make no sense. That's too preemptive. Rather, you guys watch everything and then make that decision when all is said and done. So, let's get it started. Because in the last chapter, Jin basically just manhandled Andre. Now, the thing is, I've seen some people bring up comments on my previous video about how disappointing the chapter was for them, saying like, oh, this isn't how it went in the light novel. And I'm thinking, yeah, because that's the light novel. This is the manhwa, basically the Korean manga, and not every story that has a light novel version and a manga slash manhwa version are going to be exactly the same between them. I mean, you see this all the time with different animes that have light novels, and the animes doesn't stick with the light novel, or the animes don't stick with the manga. Not every one of them is going to be exactly like it is in the book. I mean, think about it. Jurassic Park isn't the same way it is in the actual book, because a lot more happens in the book. So, for all of you who seem to have a major issue with how things are portrayed here in the manhwa against the light novel, for all of you light novel readers, understand that light novel and manhwa, two different things. Therefore, interpretations are going to be different. Therefore, events are going to be different. Can't expect it to be the same. Now, if you don't get it, and you still don't like how I'm putting it, well, there's not much more I can say. But in the last chapter, Jim just basically manhandled Andre like it was nothing, broke every bone in his body, and it ended with Jin taking Dong-su as a brand new elite guard, well, like a general commander type summon who can actually speak, which makes, and his name is Greed, which makes Greed and Beru the top strongest summons that he currently has, which I feel like Igris may be on the way, but we'll see how that goes when we get more chapters. But going on here, the last thing we see of Jin is him entering into the conference room. Let me make sure that you guys can see me, because it's getting kind of gloomy out there. But, yeah, everything is kind of gloomy outside. Gon Freaks, it is, oh, that reminds me, I need to continue watching Hunter x Hunter. I started watching it, you guys, and I kind of been binging it. I had to take a break to watch the first season of Demon Slayer, but I've been watching Hunter x Hunter, and I like it. I really do. Oh, I like it. But I'm just making sure that my image is visible for you guys. And apologies if I sound too loud or get too irate, but it ended with Jin walking into the main conference room for the International Guild Conference. Let's get started. How much time did I just waste for you guys? And I haven't even started reading the chapter yet. It's 5 minutes and I haven't started. Please forgive me, please. I just wanted to do like a little bit of a recap. Once again, I apologize. Let's get to the real meat and potatoes of today. And here in the first panel, we have Jin just looking down towards everyone. And you know what? Let me just actually decrease the zoom of these panels. So that way I can actually see a lot more instead of me just having to scroll down entire giant chunks of panel. But we have Jin silently walking down the stairs into the auditorium. And then we have other people speaking in languages I guess he can't understand because the speech bubbles are like perforated. I guess signifying that he can't understand them, but this is what people are saying. Is that the Asian hunter who beat down Thomas Andre until he was almost dead? Apparently, he played a significant role in the Tokyo Gate, too. To have utterly destroyed Thomas, who has been reigning over other hunters like a king. I can't believe it. And then he just takes a seat down between people, and everyone is just distracted by the fact that Jin is just sitting in amongst them. Even people who are in lower levels be in front of him, they all look back like, that's Liu and Jin-woo. I shouldn't stare, but he's here. And he just sits down. Literally everyone being distracted by the fact that Jin is just sitting there. But this is a pretty big room. And now we got this scientist-looking guy. Let me see what voice I can give him. What voice should I give him? Oh, I got it. Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Belzer. I'm sure you're all aware that the number of gates being generated has shot up, and that stronger monsters have started to appear. But not many of you may know that unusual activity has been detected above the skies. Wait, what? Unusual activity above the skies? The heck does that mean? It's been widely reported that the magical energy concentration being absorbed into the atmosphere is becoming increasingly greater. But I want to refer to this magical energy found in the atmosphere differently. Until we are able to find a more appropriate term to call it, how about we refer to it as the magisphere? Ooh, so the atmosphere is now being called the magisphere because of all the magic energy being absorbed into it. Interesting. And then we have a map of different parts of the world. Do you know that this magisphere is currently gathering above the skies of several countries? We have observed this phenomenon in a total of 9 places, and out of all those places, the magisphere is most concentrated here. That is Seoul, South Korea. What? Yo, they zoning in on Jin's place? That's where the magic is concentrated the most in the atmosphere. What does that mean for Jin? South Korea? South Korea, that's... And everyone look, and I'm just gonna assume everyone is looking in Jin's direction. South Korea, that's... Yep, everyone's looking at Jin. Even people are getting up out of their chairs, like, huh? South Korea? You did it! I'm getting preemptive here. My apologies. There's no need to look at Mr. Sung like that. If he's the one herding around the magisphere above the sky, then he's already past the realm of a hunter after all. And then Jin is thinking, 9 places, huh? Could this perhaps be related to the number of sovereigns? As we do not know its cause, there's nothing we can do to deal with it at the moment. However, just because it is not possible to deal with, that doesn't mean that there isn't a need to deal with it. The world may be faced with a great chance once again. And then we have the director of the American Hunters Guild walking in saying, Dr. Belzer, is that the end of the presentation? And then he says, yes. Then I'll take it from here. I have something urgent to announce to the hunters that have gathered here today, and it is with a heavy heart that I deliver this news. Around 2 weeks ago, Hunter Christopher Reed... Oh, they're addressing it right now! Hunter Christopher Reed was assassinated by a group of unidentified assailants. National-level Hunter Christopher Reed assassinated? Is this a joke? No way! The only one who can kill a national level hunter is someone with equal strength. What if it was that guy who fought Thomas today? And immediately we got a preemptive guy just yelling it out. What if it was Liu Jin-woo who did it? And Jin not saying anything. The news of Christopher Reed will be officially released tomorrow. Please listen carefully without misunderstanding. There is a man we suspect to be the perpetrator of this crime. Oh boy. Jin doesn't say anything and says, and then they bring it up. They bring up there's Jin's father when he came out of the gate and after he shaved. And he's being called Subject S. And then people are just thinking to themselves, then the culprit isn't Liu Jin-woo who fought Thomas? But that Asian man's face, it just looks like someone else's who's sitting right here. Don't turn around, they look just alike, They're already suspecting that this person has some ties to Jin, but the aura that Jin is giving off is filling them with fear that they don't want to physically acknowledge it. They're scared out of their mind because Jin is sitting right behind them, and they just feel his cold stare. He's not even really looking at them, just the aura he gives off. Don't turn around. They look just alike. All Asians look similar to us anyways, but no matter how I look at it, QC/N scummy mods of the solo leveling Discord server, please stop uploading Ashita scans chapters onto Imgur and deleting our credit page. Figured I'd write it here, otherwise you'll just keep doing it. Thanks. Oh, so it looks like apparently people in the solo leveling Discord are uploading these scans elsewhere. Even when the people who do it here on Ashita scans are going out of their way to translate it, I guess we got some clout chasers out there somehow, I guess. And then Jin thinks to himself, why his father? And then we have some narration. Dungeons are the territory of the rulers. And then we have Kamish again.
My king, there were 4 humans in total who borrowed the strength of the rulers. Please be wary of them.
And that's the last we see of Kamish. But then this is Jin narrating. Dungeons are the territory of the rulers. I don't know why the rulers sent a monster in the form of my father. Perhaps it has to do with what Kamish had said. And then we have the director still speaking on. The man found in a gate in the U.S. was determined to be a monster who was capable of speaking the human language. Moreover, we requested the aid of S-rank hunter Hwang Dong-soo, who spoke Korean, to lead the interrogation, but... And then it just shows images of Jin's father, just decimating the whole area with Dong-soo. And he continues saying, he took down Hunter Hwang Dong-soo in the middle of the interrogation, and brought the Hunters Association headquarters down in a sea of flames. The culprit was powerful enough to defeat Hunter Hwang Dong-soo, who acted as a member of the main force in the Scavenger Guild. Strong humanoid monsters like him, who escaped from the dungeon, may have targeted Hunter Christopher Reed together. This is the conclusion that we have come to at the Hunters Association. And then it just shows the aftermath of what happened when Jin's dad beat up Dong-soo. And then Jin looks at these images, and his eyes light up. And he thinks to himself, he's talking to him? And then he sees the word, and then he hears it, and it says, don't you ever step foot in Korea. I say this not for my son, but for you. Or you won't be able to rest even after death. Won't be able to rest even after death. Greed. And then we have Greed popping up saying, it's as you suspected, my liege. There's no doubt about it. That man is my father. And then the director continues. So he reflects, he hears his father's words, and then he reflects on how what his father said actually came to pass for Hong Dong-soo. I know some of you actually brought this up in the last solo leveling stream, but now Jin is fully realizing this. Now he's fully realizing that what his father said came to pass. And now, Dong-soo can't even rest even in death because he's now forever bound to Jin as agreed. And the director continues. We plan on requesting the aid of all guilds around the world to apprehend Suspect S and ask that you contact us immediately upon discovering him. Then we have someone popping up saying, is there any proof that Suspect S is not a human? His magic emissions completely matches that of a monster. Next question. It said that he claimed himself to be a human who went missing in a dungeon. Did the hunter he described really exist? Yes, it was a real person. Next. Then how come you won't reveal the hunter's identity? He's connected to one of the hunters present here, and so we've decided not to reveal that information. Any further questions? And then we have someone raising their hand up saying, still, wouldn't it be more helpful to reveal his identity in pursuit of his arrest? Oh! It's the 7-star. Or is it the 5? Why did I think it was 7-star? Who said it was a 5-star? The highest ranked number in China's guild association. But it's this dude. I know it's this dude. Still, wouldn't it be more helpful to reveal his identity in pursuit of his arrest? Don't you think so, Chief? Oh, it's 7-star. It's right here. 7-star. 7-star. China's 7-star hunter, Liu Jin-woo. I'll be direct about this. What's the monster's relation to Hunter Sung Jin-woo? This dude does not beat around the bush. He already put 2 and 2 together that Jin and his father are related in this matter. And this dude is brazen because this dude frankly doesn't care. So that's why he's just putting this question out in the open that everyone else is scared to ask. I'll be direct about this. What's the monster's relation to Hunter Sung Jin-woo? Then the director doesn't say anything. Well, if Hunter Liu really wants to know, I guess we have no choice. During the questioning, Suspect S revealed himself to be Hunter Sung Jin-woo's father, and we are carrying out our investigation assuming this is true. And then immediately everyone starts murmuring. Immediately, I can't... Really putting Jin in a bad spot in the view of all these people in this room right now. And then Liu continues. Hunter Sung Jin-woo, if Suspect S turns out to be your missing father, and other hunters attempt to hunt him down, what will you do? And then Jin says, it's only right that hunters hunt down monsters. And if he is indeed a monster, then I'll take care of him myself. But if he is not a monster, but rather truly my father, friend. Oh, and then he's thinking back to Cha Hae-in way back when she came to the Jeju Island raid, and she's saying, friend, he's my friend, I'm here to save Hunter Sung Jin-woo. And then we have Jin-oh saying, Hong Dong-soo, be careful of Hong Dong-sook's younger brother. Hong Dong-soo, be careful of Hong Dong-sook's younger brother. But Jin says, but let me go back because it continues what he says. It's only right that hunters hunt down monsters. And if he is indeed a monster, then I'll take care of him myself. But if he's not a monster, but rather truly my father, I'll simply hunt down the hunters. Yo! He's letting everyone know, if my father's a monster, I'll hunt him down. But if he's truly my father, and you try to make a move against him, I'll hunt all of you down. Ooh! Don't mess with this man's family. And then he says, I'll simply hunt down the hunters. Then I will protect my family, even if that means I'll make an enemy of every single hunter in the world. My goodness. My goodness. This man has no fear. He has no fear. He has no fear. And then the conference is over. And then we got White. Did you mean it, what you said back there? And Jin says, yes. And then White continues. To say such a thing in front of 500 of the strongest hunters in the world from over 120 different countries. There are probably only 2 hunters, yourself included, who would dare to say something like that. And who's the other person? He's in the hospital right now. So the only people that White can think of that would say something like that is Jin and Andre. And Andre's in the ICU at the moment. I want to sneeze, but it's on the edge, but it won't move. I hate that. I hate that so much. Come out of there! Now it doesn't want to come out. I got a sneeze that wants to come out, but I can't. It's going to happen right when I'm in the middle of saying something. But he's thinking back to Andre, who's like incredibly bandaged up right now. And then White says, there will be a feast in just a moment. The Hunters Association put a lot of care into organizing it, so if you aren't too busy, perhaps you could dine with other hunters. Then we got Liu. Liu's walking in with his entourage. Eyes lit up, making his way towards Jin. And everyone else stops and stares at Liu. And Liu starts speaking, but he's not speaking in any way for Jin to understand. And Jin is thinking to himself, what's he saying? And then White comes back and says, he says he caught a giant monster that you let slip away on the coast of China. So yeah, this is in fact Liu who killed the one stray giant that came out to sea. So this is just confirmation that, yeah, this is the same guy. And then Jin says, you know how to speak Chinese too? White says, I am in charge of the Asia branch. After all, I can speak all Asian languages fairly well. Keep translating, please. And Liu keeps speaking to Jin, and White says, yes, sir. He says he was surprised to find that the giant monster was stronger than he expected, and that it was even more difficult as the battle took place on water. And Liu keeps speaking, and White keeps translating. He says he's been wanting to meet you ever since, that he's been curious to see what kind of hunter could take down such strong monsters so easily. And then Liu holds out his hand and smiles at him. And he says he's happy you put Hunter Thomas in his place. He says he has no doubt that Hunter Thomas was in the wrong. And then Jin thinks, my first impression of him was that he's just a grumpy guy. But it turns out he's a rather interesting person. And then Liu keeps speaking. And this, I guess, catches White's attention? What exactly did Liu say? And he says that he's hoping for that reason that Suspect S isn't a member of your family. Okay. Liu just straight up says that I really do hope that Suspect S is not a member of your family. And he just walks away from him. I guess saying that because if he isn't, and if he is, and you try to protect him, you and I, we gonna fight at some point. But Liu just walks away, and that is the end of chapter 148, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Look at some light, it'll help you sneeze. Whew. I don't know. Liu, I feel like Liu might be, like me biting off a little bit more than he can chew right now. So overall, I thought that was a really good chapter. I mean, we finally got the well, actually, when you think about it, I figured here's my thing. I figured that this International Guild Conference would have carried on for maybe like one more chapter, but they pretty much just resolved this in one chapter. So, unlike the Reverie for One Piece, this got resolved in one chapter. Like, the International Guild Conference is, like, the main meat of the Guild Conference. That's done. They've addressed that Jin's father is suspected of being the one who took part in the death of Christopher Reed. And a lot of people suspect him. And then we find out that a lot of concentration of magic is congregating over like 9 different spots across the map, but the most of it is being wrapped up. Most of it is being gathered over Seoul in South Korea. So and then we formally get introduced to Liu Zhigang, the 7-star hunter of China. And he's kind of an interesting guy. I can't wait to see how far the story goes into his character. But I wonder, like, can we just acknowledge real quick, if you guys will indulge me? This is going on for 26 minutes. I'm not going to keep you guys that long. In the light novel, Jin-woo met several hunters besides Liu, though. See, this is why I said that the light novel is different from the manga. I mean, the manhwa. Still looking forward. Jesse, how are you? Are you doing all right, man? I know you left me a comment, and I just want to see how are you doing. You doing okay? Family's doing okay? You good? I just hope you're doing good. Just take as much time as you need, man. No rush, no need or rush to get back. I just hope you're doing okay. My prayers are out to you and your family. But going back to this, the big takeaway from this chapter is the fact that a lot of people murmuring about the fact that they're acknowledging that they suspect that Jin's father is a perpetrator behind the death behind Christopher Reed. And then Liu was all like, okay, if it turns out that suspect S is the one who did all this, what will you do? Hunter Sung Jin-woo. And Jin says, if he's a monster, then I'll just hunt him down like any other monster. But if he is in fact my father and truly is my father, then I will hunt down every hunter who goes after him. Then I will protect my family, even if that means I have to make every hunter in the world my enemy. This man said, if my father's a monster, I'll take him out. I'll take care of him myself. But if he's my father, and all of this is fake, and all of this is not, and then all of this is untrue, and you guys still try to go after him, I'm gonna kill all of you. And he says this in front of 500 other people. That's the big takeaway from this chapter. When the manhwa solo leveling ends, will you pick up another manhwa to replace it? I know someone left a comment on my Demon Slayer read through, because I'm currently reading through the entire Demon Slayer series. Someone left a comment asking me to read something called Princess Summoning or Resummoning. It's another manhwa, and they even left some images for it on my Discord as well. I think the next manhwa will be The Beginning After the End. So, you guys have told me about The Beginning After the End, and some people have told me about the Princess Resummoning manhwa as well. So, I'll look into those. When I'm done with solo leveling, I'll look into other manhwas as well. You know, got to keep the content fresh for you guys. But overall, this was a fantastic chapter. It got me out of my seat. 10 out of 10 for Jin saying that, hey, if this guy's a monster, I'll hunt him down myself. But if he's my dad, I'll kill all of you who try to come after him. And then I'll protect my family. Even if I have to become enemy, even if I have to make the entire world my enemy. Overall, fantastic chapter, ladies and gentlemen. And I know these tends to be, I can try Legend of the Northern Blade. Oh, someone told me that as well. Someone told me Legend of the Northern Blade. Then they told me pick up The Beginning After the End. I'm reading your guys' comments now. It releases 3 chapters a month, so you can just do 1 video a month with a 3-chapter read-through. Interesting. Read The Beginning After the End. Okay, hold on. All right, let me write these down. Let me get these down and make notes of them, because I don't want to forget it, because these will be manhwas that I read. You're hearing me say this now. These streams are really good. Well, Branderson, you are too kind. Thank you. But let me make this note right now publicly so you guys can see. Beginning of the End, Legend of the Northern Blade, and the that other princess, that princess resummoning. That I got to look at my Discord again to see what the name of it is. All right, not Legend of Zelda. Dang, autocorrect. Legend of the Northern Blade. The beginning. Indie beginning. Bye, Kishu, I have to go. Jesse, it was great to have you here, and I'm glad to see that you're doing okay. Just continue to just take the time that you need for yourself. All right? Just take as much time as you need. Don't feel like you have to rush back here to watch anything that I do. Just take time for yourself. All right? Take as much time as you need. Can I do Kamish's voice again? It was really cool. Okay, I can do that for you.
This message goes to Destruct, who so longed to hear my voice. Let the dulcet tones of this dragon god resonate in your bones. Let my voice seep into your soul. And never forget that I bow to Liu Jin-woo, my new king, my new monarch.
There you go. Have I read Ranger's Apprentice? If that's a manhwa as well, then no, I haven't. Beginning of the End. The Great Mage returns after 4,000 years is good too. That's so cool. Thank you. No problem, Lucy. I got like a voice mod program that I have a lifetime license to. Thank you, Black Friday. That I can do all these different voices on. So any way to keep you guys entertained. Okay, let me see. The Great Mage returns after 4,000 years. Now, here's the thing. I'm putting a lot of these on the list. I know for a fact that I'll check out at least the Beginning of the End and Legend of the Northern Blade, but there's no guarantee that I'll read every single manga that you guys put up. Just saying, depends on how things go for the channel in the future. I could have a lot of time on my hands. Like this week, I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands, which means I can finally get started on playing Miles Morales. Read Cultivation Chat Group. Is that a manhwa as well? Great Mage returns. After 4,000 years. Because these all sound like good choices. Is my real name Kyushu? No. But it starts with a Q. Now, mind you, it's what a lot of people know me by, due to the fact like you can do Marshall Peak. Okay, I'll add that as well. I'll look into them. I'll at the very least I will look into these and see if I can add them. The Miles Morales Spider-Man game is really good. I'm really looking forward to actually playing that. Because I've been meaning to get to it for a very long time, and I've been putting it off, and I've been kind of busy. But now, since I have a string of days where I can freely do what I want, I have no excuse of why I can't get started on those videos for you guys. But let me just keep this concise, because I want to stay on track. I'm already going 34 minutes, and I really don't want to bore you guys with just being, mind-numbingly distracted. Oh, okay, so just Cultivation Chat Group. No, I was just saying read Cultivation Chat Group, as in the word read. I didn't add it to read Cultivation Chat Group as the title itself. I understood what you meant. Hey, Jeremy, I see you. You don't need to say it more than once. I can see every single one of you. And, Saying it repeatedly doesn't get you more attention more than anyone here in chat. That's blunt, but it's the truth. No need to say hi more than once. I see you all. Got a diamond key in Borderlands 3. That reminds me, I'm going through that right now because I'm trying to get myself a pristine Unforgiven with a good stat on it. At least trying to get one that has 434 weapon damage on it, but I will work on that. But let me keep this concise. There's supposed to be a feast. Hopefully in the next chapter, and I'm sorry that I took this long in order to get into what I'm hoping for in the next chapter of solo leveling. How many chapters is in solo leveling? It's kind of difficult to tell because there's a light novel out there. But it's hard to tell how many chapters the manhwa will go into in lieu of that. So it's kind of hard to tell because the manhwa series is still ongoing. As of right now, it's at 148. So it could go a lot longer, but it's kind of hard to tell right now. Who do I think is stronger, Thomas or Liu? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. In the light novel, there are 270 chapters. But the light novel can cover more in a single chapter than a single chapter can cover in the manhwa. So it's kind of hard to tell if the solo leveling manhwa is going to be in that same 200 ballpark. It may be a little bit longer if they stretch things out per chapter here, like we react to. So it's kind of tricky to tell in comparison to an actual light novel. Who do I think is stronger, Thomas or Liu? Well, we've seen the strength of Thomas, and he couldn't stand up to Jin. But we don't know the full strength of Liu. And we can't exactly gauge him with other hunters of similar scope because he's not exactly based on the worldwide parameters of national level hunters. China is the only place where they don't adhere to every other guild's prerequisite for nation level hunters because they use stars rather than just say nation level hunters. He's their 7. He's their 7-star. So in comparison to which hunter, it's kind of difficult to say. So I personally need to see Liu fight and see his capabilities before I can gauge him against Thomas. I mean, Thomas had massive reinforcement and can make black holes and can use like user's authority on his own, ruler's authority on his own. So we'll have to see how Liu stands up against Thomas, but we'll have to see. The story of the player that can't level up is the same to solo leveling. Give this manhwa a chance. I'll look into it, Khalil. I think there would be 100 more or less left. Maybe you'll like it. I think it might end this year as manhwa is around 200 in the light novel. All right. Player that can't level up. I'll add that to the list as well. But, ladies and gentlemen, this was a great chapter. And I really hope that I didn't take up too much of your time. I know sometimes these solo leveling streams tend to drone on just a little bit long. I'm not padding for time. I just like to talk to you guys. I really do. I need to make some streams where I'm literally just talking to you guys or we're just reacting to stuff live. Like, I've seen a lot of weird infomercials lately, and I'm just thinking, what have people been thinking when they did stuff like this? So I might do something like that later this week, just to see how ridiculous stuff has become ever since me and my family have been back in America about a good decade or so. Here it is. Finally! Oh my goodness, I feel so free now. I can float. I think it would be cool if you did face cam during my gaming videos. Here's the thing though. I have face cam on my Elgato, which is what I use to do streaming normally. But for some reason, after a certain period of time, it will start to cause the entire image to screen tear and just rip apart. And then when it shows on screen for you guys, it literally just shows the image just tearing apart. I don't know if it's because since I have a laptop, I don't have like a desktop. I have a laptop, but it's a gaming one, so it should be powerful enough. But as of right now, it doesn't last all that long. And the other option would be me getting a brand new PlayStation Eye for my PS5. So I'll probably look into that so that way I can get back to doing face cam videos with you guys again for games again. So I'll look into it. I'll see how much the PlayStation Eye is, what it does better than the PS4 PlayStation Eye, and then we'll move along from there. I'll keep you guys posted. If you don't follow me on Discord, then I'll put it in the community tab for you guys. But other than that, that's all I got. Sorry that I droned on just a little bit long. I just like talking to you guys, like I said before. And we're going to do more of these, such as me just talking to you guys and chilling, just having chill streams, other than just me playing games all the time, even though I love to do that. But going forward, I'm really looking forward to entertaining you guys even more, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter of solo leveling as well. A lot of things I got planned for this week. I already mowed the backyard, already did that, and blowed the leaves out. Found a whole bunch of different critters just hiding up in the leaves in my backyard that should not be there. They don't pay rent, so they don't need me in my backyard. So I got some other things planned as well. Miles Morales. Apparently today, the Marvel Avengers Tachyon Anomaly event has gone live. And I've kind of been weighing my options of whether I want to play that or not, because it's really just a multiplayer based thing where you can play as the same character on the same team with multiple different people, like 4 people of Iron Man, or 4 people playing as Hulk, or a mixed match of different heroes, and you're not forced to choose someone else other than the same character. But I really don't have any interest in it, okay? Can I just be honest with you? I have no hate for Marvel Avengers, but I just have no interest in playing a mode where it doesn't really add anything permanent to the game. That's just my opinion. But I'll dedicate an entire speech video stream to talking about Avengers later. I'm not going to do that here because you guys will be here another hour, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't have all that much time on your hands. So let me not just drone on. But we'll probably do some chill streams later this week. Probably, well, depending on how I feel, I might do one a little bit later today, or more than likely do one tomorrow. I'm definitely going to be freed up tomorrow. Well, I'm actually freed up this entire week. This entire rest of this week. So I am at your disposal. But overall, 10 out of 10 chapter. This was great. Sorry if I took a really big side note talking to you guys like this. I hope you guys don't mind. I know a lot of people are just here for the reaction, then they just dip out. But with that being said, I really do enjoy doing these for you. You guys have no idea how much I love entertaining you guys. Especially when there are people out there who are in need of ways to, feel good and chill and be happy. Or if these videos or streams in any way are capable of making you feel better in your day than you started, then I'm doing something right. If you are enjoying these videos and it's something that you like to look forward to because it's entertaining for you, then I'm doing something right. And that is all that I seek whenever I do these things for you guys. That's all that I look for, is just making sure that you guys are entertained. So with that being said, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing. See, I don't do that whole thing where I do it at the beginning because you haven't seen what I've done. So I wouldn't ask you at the beginning. But if you liked what you saw here, then consider it. I'm not forcing you. You're not forced to, and no one is making you do this. But if you liked what you saw here today, then consider subscribing, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.